Chicago, we are back and ready for another entry draft. The season 3 draft this time out. And really, compared to the last 2 drafts, I'm not quite sure what to expect for this one. I am very happy with where our team is right now. I was looking over the contracts as well. We got some damn good player development that went down. Goaltending-wise, we'll see, what happens. I'm not still sure what I want to do there. Defensively, I mean, Joseph, Schneider, we're looking good. I know that we gave up Zanetti, but I still think despite that, we're looking pretty damn good defensively moving forward. And then for the forwards, what about Maverick Bork? Up to an 83, by the way. And check this out. Oh, yeah, 5.9. What about if we want to be an RFA? Holy hell. He's looking to get paid immediately. That's going to be an interesting negotiation. But I think we got some damn good player development out of those guys. Nazar, Haltonen. I think that risk paid off to let the young guys get that ice time right out of the gates. So maybe that will change how we go about this draft. We have the number 6 overall pick. Top 3 should be available from the Buffalo Sabres. You also have Montreal at 4. So this is the Michael Misa draft. And then, of course, you'll have some generated guys out behind him. This will be our last draft that doesn't have, or the last draft to have real players. Wozniak, for example, he is a real player. Cole Reschy, Roger McQueen. So this will be the last draft with players like that until we put the quality back up to medium. I don't think we're going to be able to get that Kings draft pick to take Michael Misa, so missing out on him and Connor Bedard is a little bit rough, but I still think we've done well. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, you can see the value on that. I just don't see it happening. But Buffalo or Montreal, it would obviously be very beneficial for us to move up. Excuse me again. I'm trying to see what the basic idea would be. P.O. Joseph. Oh, boy. P.O. Joseph to move up 2 picks. I mean, technically, we'd have those 2 picks in a row. We might just have to hold at 6 if it is going to cost a P.O. Joseph. I mean, holding at 6 should get us and will get us one of these medium elites at the very least. So I think we just wait it out and, take who's handed to us. But, yeah, I'd love to be able to pick up Michael Misa. We can try really quickly before the Kings make this pick, but I don't think we have that much that we could really offer them. I mean, you see the value on that pick. Yeah, even the 6th pick is not worth that much. We do not have an extra first this year. I mean, Vorobiev wouldn't be worth it. Sandin Pellikka, who of course we picked up, might be moved eventually. Forward-wise, yeah, I don't think we can do it. I don't think we can. I mean, we'd be looking at Panayi, Stenberg, maybe. I mean, I guess you could argue we could clear out a little bit. Let's just see. I mean, Sandin Pellikka is looking pretty good. Rinzel, a little bit concerned that Sam Rinzel might not develop. That's not close enough, and nothing will be, let's be honest. Panayi is looking awesome. What if we were to use Beckman as a roster player? I thought we could use him, but, he's someone we could surrender. Yeah, it's still not close. We'd have to nickel and dime our way there. Okay. So the LA Kings, barring a miracle, will take Michael Misa, unless they're stupid. And they are not stupid. Aside from that, it's Chelios, Kuparainen, Volkov, and then Hagens. So that leaves us with the 6th pick. Before that, I do want to take a look in terms of, is there anybody that we know for sure that we want to move out? After this past season, I don't know if Sogard's the guy. I mean, you could argue, but at the same time, I mean, Soderblom could continue to be the backup. I don't think we could really get anything. Yeah, nobody wants him, so I don't think we can really do anything there. Defensively, as far as we know, we don't have to move anybody out. Same for the forwards. So I don't think there's too much to do. I think that'll be pretty straightforward. We should actually just take a look around the league and see who's on the block and if there's anybody who's really worth going out to try and get. Of course, the Coyotes ended up with Oliver Ekman-Larsson again, who somehow has value. You'd think he'd be negative value with that contract. Noah Ostland, he's not bad. Ooh, 2/3 for Noah Ostland. That is worth it. What are the odds? I mean, how old was he? 21 and a 75? That's a done deal. I feel kind of bad. I do feel kind of bad, though, for taking him away from the Sabres, because trading him for 2/3 doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense, with the exception of they did just bring in Cooper Ryan and they have Waters. I mean, I guess the argument would be, where the hell is there space for him? Defensively, it's a bit of a logjam. Goaltending-wise, I mean, Murray's deal isn't up. Anderson's is. Of course, we gave them Devin Levi, and IRL, they finally signed him. I don't know. That's one of those ones I might do it, but that would be just outright robbing the AI of a prospect. And you could say, well, I mean, you didn't have a problem with it before. Hey, I didn't say I couldn't be hypocritical from time to time, okay? But that's what it would be. It would be absolutely robbing them blind. Could get the signing rights to Andrew Mangiapane, but given we're going with such a younger approach, he is a great offensive play driver, though, and does have a very good shot. His two-way game IRL has kind of fallen off a little bit. It wouldn't take much to get him. Carolina, not that much. Colorado trying to move on from Gabe Perreault, Richie. Okay, Boone Jenner's out there. I mean, there are prospects. Oh, man, Henry Muse. That's the thing, right? There are prospects to get, but you can argue, like, hey, look at our roster. Where? Like, what are we going to do with these guys? We already have our own players. There's actually a lot more out there than I would have thought. Justin Poirier is there. Hudson, by the way, my next update, he'll get a higher starting overall, so he'll be more usable for the Habs. That guy's absolutely insane. So many teams are looking to move prospects right now. I don't know if we're going to, at least not right now, but most teams are looking to trade away younger guys to get better immediately. To the point where it's like, okay, who do you even choose? Oh man, John Tavares' value has fallen off of a cliff. Jack Eichel's out there, so the Vegas Golden Knights looking to sell a little bit yet again. Yeah, I don't know if we could even choose. I don't know if we could. Last thing I want to check before we make this pick, if we were to deal this pick, is there a good offer out there? Jack Eichel in 2/3, Lindholm in 2/3, John Carlson and a third. We will continue to look at our future, because we know this is a medium elite player right here. And the guy that was handed to us is another Finn, Rickard Vinainen, I do believe. 6'2" power forward, NHL ready. Ooh, he's got big tipper. No contest, relentless and unstoppable force. That is one hell of a combination for a 17-year-old power forward. Yes, please. 80 overall as well. That's pretty damn good for 6th overall, isn't it? Goodness gracious. I don't think we're going to do anything else. Like I said, I don't think value-wise for trades, it's worth trying to get more prospects when we already have a bunch of our own. Like, we're closer to being where those teams are that are dealing prospects than we are still looking to acquire them. We already kind of have our guys that will continue to move out. That said, the draft class. You know, is there anybody else? There's Jan Chauvin. Ooh, okay, he's 1 year out. There's going to be a bunch of medium 6s. These are the IRL dudes. There's Porter Martone, 1 year out, unconfirmed third eye, unconfirmed 1 year out as well. That dude's a confirmed 1 year out, unconfirmed quick pick. That would be tough. That's pick number 13 that we'd have to move up to. And then from there, it doesn't look like, I mean, there is this guy early on, Will Sharp. It doesn't look like there's anybody that's a slam dunk. Rankel's not that bad either. I think we just keep our picks and try to make the best of it. I think we do. Yeah, because that 13th pick, it would have to be earlier, and we don't want to give people up yet. So let's send to the 38th pick. We'll see how the rest of the first round went. As again, you get these guys who were made to be decent since they're real players, but obviously it's still pretty early to be able to tell what's going on. And it would have been a medium 6 that we drafted. But yeah, all of these dudes are real, and we made them all half decent so that they actually do something within franchise mode. And then obviously throughout the year and the next couple of years, oh man, Bell was pretty good. Throughout the next couple of years, we'll start, getting more information about those guys. So next up, I mean, I know Kaulus is a medium 9. That dude's a medium 9. All right, we did improve our scouts, but so far, it's not looking that good. There is a medium 4 with silver stick 'em up and in reverse. Oh, Jesus Godfrey. Jesus Godfrey. Well, that's a choice right there, because Solomon De La Rovere is basically Zanetti. That is a Zanetti regen, essentially, and Zanetti's not even gone. Oh, that's right. Luv Harenstam is there, who is real as well. I don't remember if he's a medium elite or a medium starter. I don't. I'm kind of afraid to take him, but we do need a goalie. There's Joey DeKaiser, son of Danny. 2 years out, but a gem. Kirk Potter, 3 years out, no ability. UC Filppula. God, there's actually a lot of players available here. Christian Cook. Another starter. And Gabriel Daig, who is real. I do know he is a medium starter, but obviously has a decent overall. Did we have another second round pick? I don't know if this was technically the fastest way to check. We only have one. We got to make the most of this. I don't think we're desperate for a new goalie yet because we still have Drew Comesso. We're going to go for De La Rovere. We're going to take the guaranteed option with Solomon De La Rovere. 77 overall, medium top 4. Does have those 2 abilities, as you would suspect as a defensive defenseman. He is the Zanetti regen. He really, really is. We'll sim to the beginning of the 3rd round. We'll see who we missed out on. I mean, you could argue these second rounders would have been easier to get. So Harenstam is a 71 medium starter, pretty much where Comesso starts. So no doubt these guys were good. Gabriel Daig at a 73, also a medium starter. You could argue we could have used one of them, but hey, I still think we're looking all right heading into round number 3. Desmond Barlow, no relation to Colby Barlow, of course, as a generated player. Mika Tukkanen, 4 years out. Eli Fowler, unconfirmed wheels. Lassi Eskalainen. Got Luke Tripp. No one really kind of stealing our attention here in the 3rd round. Maybe it would have been worth using those to trade up to round number 2. Unless we can find one guy. And unfortunately, yeah, it's really not looking that good. Did Landry, what was that? It was 3 out of 4 for Bouncer. Hanu Malmavara looks to be decent offensively, but yeah, our scouts have kind of let us down. There's Esteban Harold, who's 20. Okay, here's one, a goaltender. Marko Averkunen. 4 years out, but if we were to take a goalie, I mean, we didn't get either of the other 2. This guy might be a medium elite, but a lower overall. That's kind of the best we can hope for. And then there's Spencer Campagna, who is likely a low elite. I think those are our next 2 guys. Probably should have traded up. We didn't, but here we are. We're going to risk not going for Barlow. Let's take Verkunen of HV71. Medium starter. Damn. Well, we did get a medium starter goalie. Unfortunately, he's only a 57 as the game nearly breaks itself. And we actually have the 6th pick of this round as well. And one more. 2 more, actually. Let's trade these ones away. I mean, honestly, that Buffalo deal might not be the worst. But let's trade these 2 higher thirds away. And we'll see it's a 3rd and a 6th from Boston. Honestly, I mean, Shen and Anderson just to take on a crap load of cap. Our best bet's going to be pairing these together and seeing what else is out there. So, man, 70 offers. That is insanity. Coyotes are willing to give up a 2nd rounder next year, and we wouldn't have to take on Vetrano, but Vetrano's deal is up. Osterland to the 6th. I mean, we are just being begged to take Noah Osterland away from Buffalo. It's either a 2nd round pick, Osterland, Perreault. I mean, yeah, we're basically looking at those dudes that we were looking at earlier. Okay, well, now we know. Let's call a timeout, and let's find out who the best of that bunch is. Why not? Why not? We're already here. We already kind of know what the situation is. So in terms of the best overall, You have Ostland at a 75 overall at 21 years old. Can anybody beat that? 77 overall at 20 years old for Gabe Perreault. He would immediately force us to kind of reconsider certain roster setups. There is also Cale Dock. I don't believe he's related to Kirby or Colton, though. Is there anybody that can top 77 overall at 20 years old? I mean, good luck. 78 overall defender, Henry Muse, and he could be the Connor Murphy replacement. He could be. His value is a little bit higher, but we might have to go for him while we have the shot. 74 at 19. Okay, I think we have a general idea. 77 overall at 18 years old for Justin Poirier. That's going to be pretty much impossible for anybody to beat, as we might continue doing business with Montreal here. Crazy. 72 at 19, Lashunov as a medium elite, but I'd rather go for Muse. Is there anybody else? Riley Heights is 77 at 20. Obviously, we know that's been topped. 78 at 20. 76 at 19. So we're still looking at our other guy here. We got Schwartz, Lars Eller. Okay, I think we are focused in on who we can get here. So it is either not Gabriel Perreault, that is. It was Dallas for Muse. And if we can't get him, it was back to, oh my God, what team is he? It was Montreal. That's right, for Poirier. So, Muse. I don't know if we can pull that off. I don't know if we can pull that off. We got to try. I mean, they're shopping a damn good defender. Reichel, Halton, and Comesso. Bork, Halton, and Comesso. Ness 1-for-1 for Robioff. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected if we were to go for the trade offer. I did not want to go to our own block. If we go to Montreal, will this offer be about what we were expecting? Sale, Kurashev a third and a fourth, a third, a seventh, and Kurashev, Beckman, and 2 sevenths. We might just have to do this. I don't want to rob the AI. I really don't. You gotta believe me. You gotta believe me. But we do need a winger. And Justin Poirier would be perfect. What about these 2/3? What do they think? They took it. We did what we had to do. You could tell I had regrets, but we did what we had to do as Montreal. I mean, yeah, it's just whatever. We did it. That's right. We're playing the villain. Spencer, please actually be a low elite. 49 overall. Ugh. Okay, well, we go all the way to the 5th round. I can't imagine we're going to find too much. And again, I totally blame EA for drafts playing out this way when humans are in control. Because, medium 7ths and everything, it's just the values. It's way too easy to know who's trash and who isn't. Granted, while our scouting sucks, I think you kind of get what I mean. We don't have the NBA style, here's their potential ceiling, here's their potential floor. MLB has that now, basically, as well. It's a shame that we don't have that. We're going to pick up some goaltenders. Let's go for Ronald Helms on Ukaritz, who is a fringe starter with a terrible overall. 6th round. Let's go for Ville Ludman from EFCO. And what have we got for him? Another terrible goalie. And then in round number 7, we'll go for Gustavs Shirokov, the 20-year-old, because why the hell not? Yeah, he's terrible. As expected. I mean, we could kind of see the writing on the wall for this draft. I think it's pretty obvious that we could have been even more harsh towards the AI and elected not to be, so hopefully that wins me some brownie points amongst the people who might not be happy about certain trades. Hans Busch. Great name. God, who the hell do we even go for here? Who the hell? I mean, can we hope that any of these guys are half decent? Any of the super young guys? How many 17-year-olds are in this draft? Quite a few. Quite a few. Who's the tallest person in the draft? 6'7", Ethan Martin. As a forward. It's also a 6'6" goalie. Honestly, AI pick for me. I don't even care. It's a 7th round pick. Lalkin. I almost called him Larkin. I mean, this whole draft was a Lalkin, if you're asking me. Outside of Vanainen, De La Rovere, it was okay. It was okay given the circumstances. But yeah, we elected not to be as cheap as we probably could have been, despite still being relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things. So goaltenders. Sogard, I don't know what to do with you. You weren't great. Oof, you also want money. I'm going to qualify you at the very least. Dustin Tokarski, we can let him go, and then we just got a whole bunch of nonsense there. For the defense, De La Rovere will likely be signed. Could be played at the AHL level if necessary. We will qualify Arbor Jacki. I don't want to lose him. Crevier as well. We can hold on to him. Mark Borowiecki we can drop for now. Joseph Ciccone as well. And then, of course, we have all those defenders we took last year. On the right, Vanainen will definitely be signed. Got to keep my boy AJ. Got to do it. 3-year deal, AJ. Let's do it. You're going nowhere. On the lefts, Kurashev hasn't quite developed as we were hoping. He's got 1 year left with an RFA expiry status. We're going to sign Florian Jacki as well for obvious reasons. And we kept his brother on the team. And then at center, we'll qualify Maverick Bourque. You guys saw how crazy his offer was. It's dropped a bit, but it's still pretty pricey. Radek Faksa can go. We'll keep Antonio Stranges for the moment. We'll keep Lupin as well for the moment. And that's that. So we are still going to have a decent amount of money to spend in free agency. Pretty straightforward. We have our qualifying offers out there. We know we're going to have to fix up the staff and everything like we always do. Kurashev, Jacki, Crevier, Stranges, Lupin all take their qualifying offers, which is a little bit surprising. I wasn't expecting Kurashev especially to take that deal. Coaching-wise, we do ideally need one coach, and Whitfield's the guy. We will up this money offer just a little bit. I'd love to max it out, but it takes way too long. I highly doubt he's going to sign, but let's just leave it right here. There we go. That's the number. We'll hope he accepts that. And then scouts, we are going to have to sign a few. Let's just send offers to all of these A's really quickly, and that'll be that. Not going to worry about, well, yeah, maybe I will worry a little bit about who we, Layla Rammer. Maybe we will worry a little bit about who we already have, because how many scouting spots do we have? 4? Lowest rating we have after last season's a B-. Let's get rid of that B-, and then we can leave it at that. So free agency, who is out there? Because, I mean, hey, there could be a franchise-altering deal. In terms of RFA forwards, Jesper Bratt is the big name out there. Obviously, Maverick Bourque is there as well. That's Aku Aratu, who is out there. Honestly, not looking that bad. We don't have space for him. Defensively, Riker Evans has just taken off in Seattle. Left side defender, we don't have space for him, nor are we paying that price. We're not paying the price for any of these guys, let's be honest. And then goaltenders, it's Ottinger and Sogard. So Ottinger we're also not going to go for. UFA goalies, Ville Husso is the gem of this class. In terms of potential, Rodrigue. Blomqvist is out there. Kind of surprised Pittsburgh let go of him. I don't know if I really want to go through the work to send him back. I'm kind of tired of doing that. Dylan Garand is also out there as somebody that we could technically go after if we wanted to. Defensively, the gem is Shea Theodore, and he wants to be paid like it. Chikrin out there as well, amongst numerous others. In terms of potential, nobody major from the looks of it. High 6s, some 23-year-olds. Jan Kuznetsov is there. Damon Hunt. Jeremy Poirier. I'd love to send those guys back, but really we're running out of roster space to be able to do that. And then at forward, there is a low elite, Kirill Novikov. I'll tell you right now, we're going to put our name into the hat to try and sign him because it's a low elite, and you never know. Outside of that, I mean, Daniil Gushchin is someone who probably shouldn't have been dropped by the Sharks, but what are you going to do? I might send him back, actually. It's going to be close. Best forward, Pavel Buchnevich. Verhaeghe's looking for a crap load of money. There's quite a few good forwards out there this season, including John Tavares. Actually, that would be why John Tavares' value was so low. His deal is up. So, in looking at the roster, though, I don't think I have the space to send those 23-year-olds back. I don't think I have the space to do anything. I think we're pretty much locked in and just waiting for the start of this upcoming season to see if who we have can improve, and then seeing who stays, who goes. You keep the best of the bunch and send out the rest, just like we did last season. Novikov signed. Whitfield decided to go to Columbus. Again, we still have some RFAs out there. We're just going to kind of wait it out and see how that plays out. Just try to wait these guys out. Hopefully no offer sheets come through. Like Maverick Bourque and everything like that. We should be okay. And off the contracts that we have, knowing we still have to sign who we have to sign. Sogard gets a deal from Dallas. I am going to match that offer. I would greatly prefer to just deal Sogard myself and at least get something for him, even a 6th or a 7th. And that brings us to the beginning of the season. So let's go. Contracts. RFAs. Bourque is the lone holdout. And honestly, I mean, now he's up to an 85. He's gotten even better. Let's see if we can get him on a 3-year deal. We will do the old 85% trick, which would be about 4.5. Could technically, whoops, going the wrong way. Could technically save a little bit of money, but we'll go for $4.5 million. I was thinking a little bit over. Let's just go 4.5 even for 3 years, and we'll see if he takes that. And actually, to go back, unsigned talent, Vinainen is going to make this roster. I mean, he has to. He's insane. And then Della Rovere, we can also sign him. And we'll double check. I mean, contract-wise, it says we're up there. Some of these guys might end up being signed to kind of fill out the AHL. But let's see what happens with Maverick Bourque. And that'll kind of help us make our decisions from there. And Bourque did accept. So, trade screen. And actually, we'll go trade finder first. And of course, we're under the floor as well. So we're going to have to send some people out anyway. So goaltending-wise, Sogard did get better. And that's the reason I held on to him. He's up to an 81. He is backup role. We could continue to run with Comesso, Sogard, and Soderblom. Verkunen, would he benefit from being the AHL starter right out of the gates? Bring him over early. Or do we leave him over in Finland? Or, excuse me, not Finland, Sweden, of course, with HV71. I was thinking of the other guy there. Honestly, that should be fine. I think Verkunen's just a little bit too low of an overall. So it might, I don't know if we'll play Soderblom at the NHL or the AHL level. I think we'll hold on to him, and we'll try Sogard as the backup and see if he can get it done. Defensively, oh Lord, defensively. All right, so again, some of you prefer styles where you just watch my thought process as we figure it out on the fly. Other people like the jump cut strategy to just be like, okay, what's the end result? This time we are going to take it a little bit slower. So on the left, we got P.O. We have Jones on the right. We have Schneider on the right. Korchinski on the left. Vorobyev also on the left. Of course, Murphy still on that right-hand side. Krutil up to a 79 is a depth defender. Del Mastro as well, now a depth defender. That, So we got Del Mastro on the left, Krutil on the right. Can still play those guys in the AHL. Della Rovere is on that left-hand side as well, which means his future's a little bit up in the air. And then Sandin Pellikka is on the right. We have like 5 lines at this point, and then Arbor Jacki. I think our AHL is going to be stacked. You could argue trade these guys now because we're never going to get the most out of them because them playing in the AHL, how much will they develop? But if we run Del Mastro, Krutel, De La Rivera, Pellica, Phillips, and Crevier, and then Jacki is our AHL depth defender, I think we're good. I think we're very, very good. Actually, let's go see what that looks like from that defensive standpoint. Let's call up Arvid Soderblom. So again, Jones and Joseph, Schneider, Korchinski, Vorobyev. We'll send down Krutel, Del Mastro, call up Arbor Jacki. And just to double check if there's anybody that we need to move just to kind of maximize their value. It'd be Crevier and Isaac Phillips. So Lapalainen's there, but he is not ours. And then on the right, it's Sam Renzel. We do need Renzel to play. Crevier can probably go, or he could also be a depth defenseman on this team. And honestly, we're not going to get much for him. He can be a depth defender on this team. We'll double check coaches, but that AHL defense is absolutely stacked. We are going to need an AHL left defender for a little bit of extra depth. But outside of that, this team is looking phenomenal just from a defensive standpoint at both levels. Then we get to the forwards, and this is where it's going to be way, way more difficult. Oh my God. What are we going to do? Whew, remember when that right side was looking a little bit weak? Yeah, me neither. Even that left side's pretty good. Center is a little bit easier, right? I mean, Bork is the 2C, Fantilli is the 1C, Haltonen can be moved over to the 3C, and then Doc could be on the 4C. Or if you want Doc on a higher line, I mean, Sternborg's there, Ryan Green, could go Ludwinski, Stranges again, Otto Stenberg. I don't know if we want to play one of these guys with these potentials on the 4th line. That's my one issue. But if you look, I mean, I like Colton Doc. He would be the guy to play on the 4th line so that Halton can be on a higher line, right? You could also argue in favor of moving Doc. If we're gonna play him on the 4th line, just move him, and that way we get the most value for him now. So, and again, from there we could play a veteran 4th liner, or we could just play one of these younger guys where it's like, okay, well, a medium 9 guy like Sternborg's probably benefiting more from being a 4th liner. So, oh man, this is going to be rough. So on the left, if we're looking at playing people within the natural positions, which we pretty much have to at this point, on the left, it's pretty obvious 1 or 2 people have to go. And in terms of value, Lucas Reichel is going to kind of slot in on our 3rd line. You're looking at ADB being the number 1 left wing next to Fantilli, Ness being on the 2nd line next to Bork, and then Reichel being on the 3rd line with Haltonen. Which means pretty obvious, yeah, Beckman and Philip Kurashev. Kurashev could be on the 4th line, but given the value he has, do we want to go that way when we know that Tepley, Gavin Hayes could play there? Probably Tepley is a better spot to be there. And if it's, I've heard Tepley, if I'm wrong, blame Elite Prospects. At least that was the pronunciation they had when I first became aware of who he was. So I think it's pretty straightforward. Adam Beckman does have to go. Looks like he's going to be a great player. He's not our guy, and we don't exactly have the contract control over him to be our guy. And now you see these trades for prospects that we don't need. Bruins are willing to give up a 2nd and a 4th, as are the Dallas Stars. Can we get anything better than a 2nd and a 4th round pick? And the answer is no. Let's send him out east so we don't have to deal with him as much. Adam Beckman off to the Boston Bruins. Pretty straightforward deal. Again, there's no way on that left-hand side he's going to jump ADB or Ness, or it would be him or Reichel, and we're keeping Reichel. for obvious reasons. I mean, Reichel at an 85, I mean, sure, think about like, oh, what could we get for him? And apparently all we could get is Nate Schmidt. Kurashev, we need to at least see what's out there. Otherwise, he's a fourth liner. What is the value for Philip Kurashev? A third and a fifth. Keep him on the fourth line. Takes up salary. Probably gone at the end of the year. Or it's a third and a fifth. I think I'd rather have Kurashev on the fourth line to give people more to work with. So Kurashev will stay. He'll be on the fourth line. Colton Dach. Big decision for you. A second, a third, and Andre Palat's what's out there. They'd also want Kurashev. I think we'll keep Colton Dach for now then as our fourth line center, or at least I'll open it up for you guys. Like, okay, do we just find a landing spot for Dach for presumably about a second round pick? But yeah, Kurashev can stay. And then on the right, more decisions. More decisions. Right. This is rough. And honestly, Poirier and Mazar might go right back to Montreal. They might. AJ could be used on the fourth line. He could also be an AHLer. He does provide a little bit of grit for this team. It's a bit of a tough call. I mean, if we send Mazar and Poirier back, it's Vanainen, Nazar, and Sale. And those are the best three in terms of value. And then Greer on the fourth line. So what if it were to be Vanainen, Frank Nazar, Edward Sale, and AJ Greer on the fourth line? I mean, that's still an incredible, incredible team. Let's go talk to Montreal. See if they want their two dudes back that I felt kind of bad about picking up anyway. But we look at Poirier. We look at Philip Mazar. That would be obviously great help for them, especially given that right wing situation right now. I mean, Waugh and Volkov are great, but yeah, I mean, this gives them a nice little setup. I do not want Brendan Gallagher. 2 years left at 6.5. That money's going to go fast, though. So for Montreal, I mean, the question is, what do we even do? Of course, they ended up with Timothy Price. Of course they did. Again, they're not going to have anybody that we want. I don't want to take a first rounder away from them, but it's kind of fair in a sense. What if we go with a second round pick for both of them? They'd have too many skaters as it is. Well, do you have an AHL left defender? I see Justin Barron went low franchise. Holy shit, their defense. Good luck with that. Again, the AI has no idea what they're doing. Ever. Absolutely ever. William Trudeau. Perfect. I mean, when the hell are you going to make anybody's team, you know? What if I take on William Trudeau to be my AHL depth left defenseman? That solves the contracts. What about Trudeau in a first? We'll just keep it simple. Trudeau in a first, you get your guys back. It looks like value-wise, it'll about do it. They said no because of salary. Even though these guys are locked up, and they're not going to have to worry about salary. Montreal, I'm trying to be nice. I can just shop these guys. I'm just going to shop them. I tried to be nice, Montreal. I tried. You guys saw. I tried to be nice. They wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me be nice. But I tried. Let it be known. Let's see. Poirier, we just acquired you, and you are never going to play for this team. I mean, it's you or Sale. And then, I mean, like, these guys are pretty much all, like, the same thing. You know? It's a tough call. We can only keep one of them, really. I mean, and again, they're like the same freaking guy. Philip Mazar, the shot hasn't really developed. He can pass the puck. He's relatively physical. Sale has the ability. That's the difference maker for chemistry purposes. That's the difference right there. That's why his value is higher. So Mazar, what is the best we can get? Second and a third from Columbus is the going rate right now. Just to send him out east. Second and a third from Tampa. Let's make a trade with Tampa. Philip Mazar to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Like I said, we can't keep everybody. Let's go ahead and auto-fix roster. This should be fine. And back to that right-hand side. Poirier, you never played a game for us, buddy. But that's okay. Second and a third, as we are going to continue to reload on draft picks. Second and a third is very much the going rate. No one's going to offer us any better. Unfortunately. Could go right back to Toronto as well. Or not to Toronto, to Tampa. We want an Eastern Conference team. So I don't have to deal with these guys. Florida Panthers it is for Poirier. So honestly, I mean, again, we could have kept one of them for the fourth line, right? But, you keep one of them for the fourth line, and then, okay, eventually we run into the same situation anyway. We'll just hedge our bets. So forward-wise, Nazar, Vanainen, Sale, and Greer, DeBrincat, Reichel, Ness, Kurashev, Bork, Fantilli, Haltonen, and Doc. Doc's the one that I'm still worried about. Should we just take a second and a third for Doc, even a second, and call up Sternborg? I think we should. I'm going to leave that up to you guys, actually. I am. Let's look at the lines really quickly. We know we need to bring in an AHL left defender. Coach strats, I'm not going to worry about because I am going to have to reset all of this anyway. Kind of optimize who we have as our coach. That is what the team's looking like right now, though. We could make the playoffs. That is the best way to sum this up. We could absolutely make the playoffs this season. This team has turned a corner and turned it fast. We do need an AHL call-up here. We need a depth forward, which could even be Arbor Jackeye. Actually, Mackenzie Entwistle is perfect. And then down in the AHL, how is the forward situation looking? It's looking pretty good. Nobody behind Liupin at right wing. Tohela's not ours. And then Florian Jackeye. All right, so we need an AHL left defender, center, and right wing. But aside from that, we're looking good. And again, we know we got people here with potential as well. The only question, what do we do with Colton Dock? Knowing he's going to get better, but he is decent defensively. He's very well-rounded. He's listed as a sniper, but he is very, very well-rounded in that fourth line role. And he, Kurashev, and Greer should be pretty good this season. I mean, we have 4 decent lines. So I'll leave it at that to give you guys an opportunity to give your input. What do you think? Did I make the right choice in keeping Edward Sale, among other certain situations there? Let me know. We'll be back next time. Season 4 kicks off. And I said it last time jokingly, but might we actually be about to make the playoffs for the very first time?